Sometimes in life, we wake up every morning, follow the same routine, and sleep every night, without ever asking ourselves a simple question. Why am I here? Today's story is about a man who had a normal life, a stable job, and a quiet home. Yet deep inside, he felt completely empty. Not sad, not angry, just empty. He lived in a small city. Not too crowded, not too quiet. People there were always busy. They walked fast, talked little, and looked at their phones more than at each other. In this city lived a man people barely noticed. They didn't know his name. They only knew his silence. They called him the Quiet Man. Every morning, his alarm rang at the same time. He got out of bed, washed his face, and stared at himself in the mirror. Not because he liked what he saw, but because he was trying to recognize who he had become. Then he went to work, did his job, spoke only when necessary, smiled only when required. And every evening, he returned to an empty room. No messages, no missed calls, no one asking, "How was your day?" He would sit on a chair, place a cup on the table, and just stare into space. The room was silent, but his thoughts were loud. Questions followed him every night. Is this really my life? Did I miss something important? Was I meant for more than this? But questions without answers only make the night longer. One night, sleep refused to come, so he wore his jacket and stepped outside. The city was quiet. Streetlights were glowing softly. The air was cold but calming. He walked slowly, without any direction, without any plan. For the first time in a long while, he allowed himself to simply walk. As he turned a corner, he noticed something unusual. A small room, an old place, and inside it, a single light still glowing. In a city full of darkness, that light felt alive. Curiosity stopped his steps. The door was slightly open. Inside, an old man was sitting on a chair, next to a small table. A cup rested beside him, steam rising gently. The old man looked peaceful, as if time did not touch him. He noticed the man at the door and smiled. "Come in," he said softly. "The night is cold." Something about his voice felt safe. The man stepped inside. The room was simple. No expensive furniture. No decorations. Just a chair, a table, a cup and silence. But it was a warm silence. The kind that calms your heart. The old man looked at him and said, "You carry a heavy silence inside you." The man was surprised. "I didn't say anything," he replied. The old man smiled. Some silences speak louder than words. After a pause, the man finally spoke. "I don't know what's wrong with me," he said. "My life is fine, but I feel lost. I wake up, work, come home, and repeat. Every day feels the same." The old man nodded slowly. "That is not a problem," he said. "That is a warning." The man looked confused. "A warning for what?" The old man pointed to the cup on the table. "This cup," he said, "is useful only when it is filled. When it stays empty for too long, it loses its purpose." Then he added quietly, "A human heart is the same. When it stops giving, it starts feeling empty." The man listened carefully. "But I don't know what to give," he said. "I'm just an ordinary person." The old man smiled. "Light does not ask how big the darkness is," he said. "It simply shines." They sat in silence for a while. That silence felt different. It felt healing. Before leaving, the old man said one last thing. "Do not search for meaning by looking inward all the time. Sometimes, meaning is found by helping someone else breathe easier." That night, the man slept deeply. Not because his problems disappeared, but because his heart felt lighter. The next day, the city was the same. The roads were the same. The people were the same. But something inside him had changed. He smiled at a stranger. He listened instead of rushing. He helped where he could. Small actions. Simple gestures. Yet each one filled a small empty space inside him. Days passed. Weeks passed. People started noticing him. The quiet man was no longer invisible. One evening, he returned to the place where the light once was. The door was closed.